the United States of America. From 13 colonies to a global superpower, America's story is a thrilling saga of courage and resilience. This essay will journey through pivotal events and influential figures that shaped this nation. From the Declaration of Independence to the Civil War, we will witness the birth and evolution of a nation founded on liberty. Through it all, the American spirit, characterized by determination and innovation, shines through. The 20th century brought technological marvels and economic prosperity, but also challenges. The Great Depression and two world wars tested the nation's resolve.
Led by individuals like Martin Luther King Jr., the civil rights movement paved the way for a more inclusive society.
As we journey through American history, we will encounter stories of triumph and tragedy, unity and division. Our exploration will confront the complexities and contradictions that shape the nation's identity. From the displacement of Native Americans to the struggle for racial equality, we will acknowledge past injustices. By understanding these events, we can better comprehend the values and challenges that define America today. The story of the United States is a living narrative that continues to unfold. The story of the United States begins with the arrival of European explorers. In the early 17th century, English settlers established Jamestown, Virginia.
These early colonists faced immense challenges but persevered for land ownership and religious freedom.
As more Europeans arrived, the colonies grew and prospered. The relationship between colonists and Native Americans was complex and often fraught with tension. This clash of cultures would shape American history for centuries. As the colonies matured, they developed distinct identities and forms of self-governance.
The seeds of discontent were sown and the idea of independence began to take root.
Intellectuals like Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Paine articulated the grievances of the colonists.
The Boston Tea Party marked a turning point, demonstrating the colonists' willingness to challenge British authority.
The British government's punitive measures pushed the colonies closer to rebellion. In 1775, tensions erupted into the American Revolutionary War.
The Continental Army, led by George Washington, faced a formidable foe in the British Empire.
Triumphs at Saratoga and Yorktown secured vital foreign alliances, particularly with France. The Declaration of Independence proclaimed the colonies as a free and independent nation. The American Revolution left the new nation facing the task of forging a unified government. The Articles of Confederation proved inadequate, leading to the Constitutional Convention in 1787. Leaders like James Madison and Alexander Hamilton crafted a system balancing national unity with individual liberties. The result was the Constitution, a testament to the Founding Fathers' commitment to a more perfect union. The Constitution established a government based on separation of powers, checks and balances, and federalism. The Bill of Rights enshrined individual liberties, essential to a free society. Despite its flaws, the Constitution provided a solid foundation for a new nation. It established a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The early years of the United States were marked by challenges and triumphs. George Washington set precedents for the new government. The Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of the United States, fueling economic growth and national ambition. The War of 1812 solidified the nation's independence and presence on the world stage. As the United States expanded westward, the issue of slavery became increasingly divisive.
Abolitionists like Frederick Douglass became powerful voices for ending slavery.
The debate over slavery permeated every aspect of American life. The Missouri Compromise of 1820 was a temporary truce in the escalating conflict. This compromise postponed the inevitable confrontation over slavery. The Compromise of 1850 and the Fugitive Slave Act further inflamed passions. The Kansas-Nebraska Act led to violent clashes, earning the territory the moniker Bleeding Kansas. The Dred Scott decision heightened tensions, declaring that slavery could exist anywhere in the United States. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860 led to the secession of southern states and the Civil War. Section 3, Reconstruction and Reconciliation. The Civil War, a brutal conflict that pitted brother against brother, raged for 4 long years, leaving an indelible scar on the nation's psyche. The Union victory in 1865 preserved the Union and ended slavery, but the nation remained deeply divided. The assassination of President Lincoln just days after the Confederate surrender cast a pall over the nation's victory.
The Reconstruction era, from 1865 to 1877, marked a tumultuous period of rebuilding and reconciliation. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments abolished slavery, guaranteed equal protection, and granted African American men the right to vote.
Despite these legal victories, the road to equality proved long and arduous. The South enacted Jim Crow laws, a system of legal segregation that denied African Americans their newly won rights. The Ku Klux Klan emerged during Reconstruction, terrorizing African Americans and their white allies. The legacy of slavery and the bitterness of the Civil War continued to cast a long shadow over the nation. Section 1. Into the Modern Age. The dawn of the 20th century brought about a period of rapid transformation for the United States. The Industrial Revolution, already underway, accelerated at an unprecedented pace, fueled by technological innovations like the automobile, the airplane, and the telephone. Factories hummed with activity, drawing millions of Americans from rural farms to burgeoning cities in search of work and opportunity. Skyscrapers, symbols of progress and ambition, pierced the sky, transforming urban landscapes. The United States, once a largely agrarian nation, was rapidly becoming an industrial powerhouse, its economy booming and its influence on the world stage steadily growing. This period of prosperity, however, was not without its challenges. Working conditions in factories were often harsh, with long hours, low wages, and dangerous working conditions. Labor unions emerged, seeking to improve the lives of workers through collective bargaining and advocacy for workers' rights. The Progressive Era, spanning the late 19th and early 20th centuries, witnessed a surge in social activism aimed at addressing the ills of industrialization and urbanization. Progressive reformers fought for social justice, advocating for issues such as women's suffrage, child labor laws, and government regulation of big business. Figures like Jane Addams, a pioneer in social work, and Upton Sinclair, whose muckraking novel exposed the unsanitary conditions in the meatpacking industry, helped to bring about significant social and political reforms. The Roaring Twenties, a decade of economic prosperity and cultural dynamism, came to a crashing halt with the stock market crash of 1929, ushering in the Great Depression, the worst economic crisis in American history. Banks failed, businesses shuttered, and millions of Americans lost their jobs and homes. Unemployment soared, breadlines stretched for blocks, and a sense of despair gripped the nation. President Herbert Hoover, initially slow to respond to the crisis, faced mounting criticism for his handling of the Depression. In the 1932 presidential election, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, promising a New Deal for the American people, swept to victory, offering hope and a bold vision for economic recovery. Roosevelt's New Deal programs, implemented during his first 100 days in office, fundamentally reshaped the role of government in American life. The New Deal ushered in an era of unprecedented government intervention in the economy. Programs like the Civilian Conservation Corps, or CCC, and the Works Progress Administration, known as the WPA, put millions of Americans back to work, building roads, bridges, parks, and public buildings. Social Security, a landmark program established in 1935, provided a safety net for the elderly, the unemployed, and the disabled. The New Deal, though not without its critics, helped to alleviate the worst effects of the Depression and fundamentally reshaped the relationship between the American people and their government. The specter of war loomed over the United States in the late 1930s as Nazi Germany plunged Europe into chaos. Initially hesitant, the United States provided material aid to Great Britain through the Lend-Lease Act. The attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, shattered American isolationism and galvanized the nation to enter World War II. The United States played a decisive role in defeating Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan, emerging as a global superpower. The war effort united Americans from all walks of life in a common cause.
Women entered the workforce in record numbers, contributing to the war effort in factories, shipyards, and offices.
African Americans serving in segregated units returned home determined to achieve equality and justice.
The post-war era witnessed the dawn of the Cold War, a struggle between the United States and the Soviet Union.
The two superpowers, possessing nuclear arsenals, engaged in a tense standoff, shaping global politics for decades. As we conclude our journey through the epic history of the United States, we stand in awe of the indomitable spirit, the unwavering pursuit of freedom, and the remarkable resilience that has shaped this nation. From its humble beginnings as 13 colonies clinging to the Atlantic coast, the United States has emerged as a global superpower, a beacon of hope, and a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. We have witnessed the birth of a nation founded on the radical idea that all men are created equal, endowed with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have marveled at the ingenuity and determination of those who dared to challenge the status quo, who fought for independence, who crafted a constitution that has weathered the storms of time, and who, through generations of struggle and sacrifice, strived to create a more perfect union. The story of the United States is not a fairy tale. It is a complex and often messy tapestry woven with threads of triumph and tragedy, of unity and division, of progress and setbacks. We have confronted the darker chapters of our past, the displacement of Native American populations, the institution of slavery, the struggle for civil rights, not to shy away from our history, but to learn from it, to acknowledge our imperfections, and to strive to create a more just and equitable future for all Americans. The United States, for all its accomplishments, remains a work in progress.
The pursuit of a more perfect union is an ongoing journey, one that demands vigilance, courage, and an unwavering commitment to the ideals upon which this nation was founded.
Challenges remain: economic inequality, racial injustice, political polarization, testing our resolve and demanding our attention.
Yet, as we look to the future, we do so with hope and optimism, drawing inspiration from the countless acts of courage, compassion, and innovation that have defined our past.
The American spirit, characterized by a belief in the power of possibility, a willingness to embrace change, and an unwavering commitment to the common good, remains as strong as ever.
The United States has always been a nation of immigrants, a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and dreams.
It is this diversity, this willingness to embrace the contributions of people from all backgrounds, that has enriched our national fabric and fueled our progress.
As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, let us remember that our strength lies in our unity. Our diversity is our strength, and our commitment to the ideals of liberty, equality, and justice for all will guide us towards a brighter tomorrow.
The story of the United States is a testament to the power of ideas, the resilience of the human spirit, and the enduring belief in the possibility of progress.
It is a story that continues to inspire people around the world who yearn for freedom, who strive for a better life, and who believe in the power of democracy.
As we reflect on the epic history of the United States, let us honor the sacrifices of those who came before us, who fought to build and preserve this nation.
Let us embrace the challenges of our time with the same courage and determination that defined generations past.
And let us never cease to strive for a more perfect union, a nation that truly lives up to its founding ideals, a beacon of hope for all who seek a brighter future.
The United States of America, a nation born of revolution, forged in the fires of adversity, and forever striving to create a more perfect union.
Our story is far from over. In fact, it is only just beginning.
Let us write the next chapter with courage, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to the ideals that make this nation truly exceptional.